and the door's closed. We're live. We're rolling.
Man, I brought a ruckus in.
Nah, you didn't.
I'm
You
sorry.
didn't. You came in with your bad luck, man, and all the water started leaking everywhere.
Crisis diverted.
It was, you know what? It could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. It's like when you see water coming out of a wall, my first instinct was, honestly, if that had been pointing towards the equipment, I would have laid there like a fucking hockey player trying to block a puck. I would have been like, we got to save it all. And then I was like, the other thing that came through my head was like, I hope this is regular water.
But you didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it at
You
first.
didn't hear it.
You pointed it out. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I didn't know if it was air or
No, it was
speaker.
It did sound like static coming from the speaker. Nope, it's just water coming out of the wall, just pissing all over the floor.
That's a first for you guys, right?
That's the first time I've ever seen it.
Wow.
I'm just glad it was regular water.
I wasn't even confident that those pipes connected to anything.
No, they do.
What do you
live
say
pipes.
it ended up being?
Someone turned the valve where we
What
looked at
a
it.
dick. We were definitely right. Somebody was fucking around trying to get hot water, and they just fucking did it. And then I'm pretty sure they heard it, and we're like, we probably should turn that off.
Do they like you guys? Do they mind you guys up here?
The landlord?
No, I figured there were other people
Well,
living in the building. You know?
Our
Yeah.
neighbors.
Yeah, I think we're pretty well.
we're the best. We're the best one on the block, dude.
I'd
We're
say
the
we're the
favorites.
most liked by the landlord.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. We're definitely the most liked,
That's awesome.
without a doubt. But I'm just glad that was regular water. I would have sucked if I got hit with.
Well, you dived right in.
I did.
Look at your knee right now. You went right
What am I
in.
supposed to do? I would like stand there, just be like, what?
Look, it was either going to be you or Rob Cruz, and I'm glad it was you.
Yeah. You know,
Is
Rob
Rob handy?
Rob
Is he
would-
handy?
probably would've done so- I know he would have done something. He would have done something.
He would have called me.
I would have been. I just honestly was trying to turn the fucking thing, and it was like, oh, this is not working at all.
Now, Shana, that happens at your apartment.
Yeah,
Do you react or you call your landlord?
I try.
What do you do?
I try and fix it first. I try and fix everything first. There's stuff I've definitely seen, like when the fucking
that was water shooting.
That was in water. Yeah, if it was like something that if it was one of those bigger pipes on the wall, like a fucking like big pipe, and it was just spraying water, I would have tied like maybe that curtain around it. But I'm not a fucking plumber. I'm good at jerry rigging stuff. I can get shit where it needs to be, whether it's right or wrong, that's up for debate.
Yeah,
I've definitely jerry rigged some wild ass pipe shit in my basement before when the water department broke a regulator. They replaced the regulator, then broke the pipe, and then left. And when I told them that they broke it, they're like, "We're not plumbers." I was like, "You got to be dude." PGW is fucking.
Yeah, how long did that go on for?
The water being broken. That pipe was broken. Let's see. It took 5 days to get it fixed. They came in, replaced my water, not PGW, the water department. They came in, replaced my regulator, and I watched the guy work. And then he came upstairs like, "Yo, I just want to let you know, like, there's a pipe leaking."
Wow.
And I was like, "What do you mean a pipe's leaking?" He's like, "Yeah, I put the regulator in, and there's a pipe leaking now." I went down. There's like a stream of water shooting across the room onto my fucking dryer, and I'm like, "What?" I was like, "Can you fix it?" He's like, "Oh no, I'm not a plumber." And then he left. Like, dude, shut the door behind him as he was leaving. He's like, "I'm not a plumber."
See, if something like
Fucking
that
gone.
happens at night when no one's on the clock, that's bad.
Yeah, emergencies are never good.
You know.
Never good. But you know what? You make the best of it. I'll get anything done. I will get things done, whether it's the right way or the wrong way. I'll fucking. That's up for debate.
See, you'll be a good homeowner.
I don't.
Once you fix shit on your. See, I'll be paying
Let me
an
just
HO.
I said I get it done. I didn't say it's fixed.
Okay. You
I
make
said
it manageable.
It's
livable.
done.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
make
yeah,
it so it's not spraying water. Is it fixed? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
I
See,
don't know.
I pay an HOA. Everybody says you're out of your fucking. Like, I'm a homeowner. HOA. Are you fucking crazy? I love it. I don't shovel. I'll never shovel a pavement again.
You know what?
I don't cut grass. I don't do any yard work. Like,
It's wild you're saying that while you're dressed like the carpenter from the Money Pit.
but thank you for complimenting me. I appreciate it.
It's so funny.
I guess I do have that look.
You do.
That's pretty accurate.
You have the slick carpenter from the money pit look.
yeah.
He's like, yo, I thought she wanted a little
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I would say that after a couple of drinks.
Hey,
but,
fuck it. You know, I think so. Wait, you're not a handy guy at all?
No.
What?
Never was.
Really?
Never was. No.
You don't strike me as that type of
I don't
Italian.
mind paying people.
I
don't mind paying people.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but my whole thing is like, I wonder how I can get this to work without having to worry about it. You know, I've made a lot of things that were like, honestly, like just contraptions to get things to work. And my biggest fear is when like someone like my girlfriend just moved in and she went down to the basement. She's like, what is going on down here? I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just stay out of the fucking basement.
No offense, but your basement does seem like it would be the scariest place
Dude,
on earth.
When I rented that place, my landlord literally said, he's like, yeah, the basement's like a murder basement. Literally said it when I started. I was like, what's a murder basement? And then you go down there and it looks like where fucking ISIS is going to behead
I know what it
somebody.
is.
Yeah, it looks fucking nuts. I was like, it's so unfinished that it looks like just like they built a house right on top of an open grave. It looks like shit down there. But it's one of those things where I often...
What do you use it for?
It's just my washer and dryers down there, and I put shit down there. Shit I don't want to look
Now
at
that your
anymore.
ladies there, you'll probably...
So I probably gotta sweep. I probably gotta clean up all the...
What, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom?
Three-bedroom house, South Philadelphia, in a very Italian-controlled area,
Wow.
right outside of Girard Estates. You know what that's like.
Yeah.
Where were you living
Well,
when you were
I
down there?
I grew up on 13th and Rittner in South.
Yeah, I'm off of 19th and Rittner. So
okay.
you know the whole thing.
Safe area.
Safe-ish.
So Phil Steaks walking distance,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So when I moved there was they told me that there wasn't a lot of crime, but there were incidents that happened every now and again. Not a lot of crime, just incidents will happen every now and again. And I was like, I wonder what that's all about. And then the first, I think, month I lived there, I was coming home from work and both the first end and the last end of my street were like roped off with like caution tape and police tape. And I was like, what happened? And someone's like, oh yeah, some guy got stabbed in the neck down there. I was like, okay. And then like 4 months went by, nothing happened. And then there was roving packs of teenagers on bikes with bats hitting people. And they're like, don't go to Girard Park at night. Just stay out of Girard. I'm like, I guess you pick and choose when to go. It's like the seasons, you know?
There was an time where so growing up, everybody lived around they hanged on a corner.
Yeah.
I don't know, are you a city guy? Like, did you
No,
grow
I
up?
grew up in the suburbs, man.
Okay.
So we had
we
the
hung
woods.
we hung on corners.
Yeah.
So like I was
You don't have to explain.
no. But corners would fight. But
you guys had turf wars on corners? You guys are...
But what I'm saying is, like, looking back, it was like the shit we would fight about. Like, I'm not you. This isn't an actual person, but it would be like, Frankie's girl hooked up with a guy from 2nd Street. Oh, we got to go around there and fuck him up. Like, looking back, like, people used to like break arms and
Man.
like it was insane. Like, stupid bullshit.
Yeah, it's stupid bullshit.
kids, like,
but you know what?
we were dumb.
You guys were just breaking arms. That's...
No, never me. I lived
Look.
around it. You know, I lived around it. Like,
Yeah, you really didn't get your
see-
hands dirty.
No.
You were one of those guys with your hands in the box like, yo, my boys are fucking people up.
I didn't fix shit,
I
and I
pay
never
someone.
hurt nobody.
Wow,
That's
man.
just the type of guy I am.
Come on.
I try to be the good hang.
Look, I appreciate it, but like, I don't know. If my boys were like, yo, we're rolling on motherfuckers, I'd be like, I guess I gotta do it.
You would throw a punch
Without a
with,
doubt.
like 3 people you were with
If I was with my boys and they're like,
over nothing.
honestly, what's over nothing? I think over nothing comes with
All right.
with age.
You
I
know
think-
me a long time.
Yeah.
If we're out
Uh-huh.
and I see this is just the scenario I'm thinking of right now.
Yeah.
We're out. We're at a bar.
Yeah.
And I see a guy from across the bar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Ryan, I didn't tell you this, but that guy tried fucking my wife.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to him and talk to him right now. You'd come shoulder to shoulder with me while I have a conversation.
I would watch you. I would also say this. I'd be like, yo,
Like, I just brought you into a situation. We're just having lunch.
I would honestly
Yeah.
ask you. I'd be like, what are you gonna do? I was like, are you just gonna talk or are you gonna talk? I would ask you right there. I was like, are you gonna talk to him, or is it gonna escalate? Because if you were to wind back the clock, if you were to go like I'm 39, if you were to wind back the clock to 29, and you were like, yo, I'm gonna go talk, I'd be like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'm
God.
talking now.
Now,
You're gonna be like,
No,
Steve,
no.
I gotta make money. I'm not worth.
Steve, I would say, how important is it to you? How important is it to you? I would ask you right then and there, how important is it to you? If you're going to cause a problem, how much of a problem do I have to prepare for? How much of a problem do I have to prepare for? And honestly, if you went over and started talking to a guy that you may throw a punch or shit may pop off, I would honestly see how many people he was with. So I'd be like, okay, this is going to be something.
Like dumb.
Yeah, but I'd also, I wouldn't try and talk you out of it. You're your own man. You walk your own path. However, if you made a point to involve me in something,
That's interesting. Wow.
I'd be like, I guess I got it now.
Yeah.
That's just the type of guy I am.
Yeah.
Like if Danny was like, don't laugh at me.
But you're saying you're a teenager. I'm not. You're 21. You're in a bar. You're with your buddies.
Yeah.
You're not even thinking about it. Someone says that. You're going.
Yeah.
You're not even thinking about it. He could be with 30 people. You're like,
Yeah.
That's,
I mean,
it's going to be a riot.
if you think about, like, there are certain things I look back at when I was younger, and I like, honestly, I still feel like remiss about the fact that I never did them. I was in a fair amount of like fights. I was never in like a fucking 5-on-5 rumble.
Yeah.
Like a gang rump. Fuck it.
I was involved,
So
but I really
baller.
didn't participate.
Yeah,
like I remember, my hand to God, there was a brawl. There was a brawl down 2nd Street. There was a brawl. I went with them because I didn't want to be a pussy.
Of course
But I
you
remember running like military style, like running toward each other. And I just got cracked, fell into a car, blood down my cheek.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I did my job. I ran the other way.
Oh, yeah.
I ran the other way. I'm like, I literally took a bullet for these fucking people. It wasn't an actual bullet. It was a punch. But like people were coming out of it. Listen, never go down 2nd Street looking for a fight.
Oh my
People were
God.
coming out of the house. Like this is 14, 15 years
Yeah.
old. Like
The
what were
good
we
time-
doing?
That's
What idiots.
the best time
what
to get
idiots.
into fights.
Oh my God.
If you're a fucking look, I can't speak for everybody, but if you're a heterosexual boy of a certain age, the best time to get into any fist fight is from 14 years old to 21.
You learn a lot.
It's the best
You
time
learn.
to get into a fist
You
fight.
learn. You don't want to be that guy at 31.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Do you know how many dudes I've met who've been like, I've never even like been hit in the face, and, it's
And
like,
then they get
how?
angry
Yes,
with the wrong people.
dude.
Yep.
You learn when and how to run your mouth.
Looking back, it was probably the best thing I did.
Yeah, getting hit in the face just out of nowhere.
Walking around. I remember walking into my house, and I'm all bruised up. I'm bleeding, and my dad's like, "What the fuck happened to you?" And I went, we had issues with these guys down at 2nd Street, so we went around there, and a big brawl broke out. He went, "You drove down to another neighborhood to try to prove a. Are you a fucking asshole?"
Oh man,
Like he told me straight up, you know.
that is not how my mom or my dad would have handled that at all.
Well, what would they have done?
So if the one time I got into a fist fight and I came home with a black eye, and like it was just like a weird dumb scratch. It was like between two friends, like my buddy Bobby and I. Like we just got into an argument.
Did they know Bobby?
Yeah, they knew Bobby. But I came home and I walked through the back door of my house through the kitchen. My mom was making dinner, and she's like, "What's on? Where are they? Not
Yeah.
Not what happened.
Yeah, my mother would do that.
Not what happened.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah.
As if she was like, I'm gonna fucking
Yeah.
kill
See, that's
her.
my mother.
You know, and I was like, yeah.
That was my mom.
But I was also
not
like,
my dad.
well, my dad. If I had, let's put it this way, if I told my dad, like my stepdad would have been like, don't do that, don't do it. But if I told my dad, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get in a fight with this guy, my stepdad would be like, you know, my dad would be like, yo, you better make sure that like know when to stop, know who you're going up against, make sure he's got nobody else with him. Like, it's like people jump people all the time, right? You gotta be careful for that. And then, you know, like my dad was he wasn't like a very intimidating or physical guy at all. Crazy, but not like.
So you were raised by your stepfather?
And well, I mean,
predominantly?
my mom was pretty much the matriarch of the house. My stepdad, he helped out a lot, but like when it came down to like, my mom literally told me when I was a kid, she's like, win if you can, lose if you must, but always make them regret it. Always make them regret it.
Yeah, that's
No
tough.
matter what. If I came home from a fight and I was like, Mom,
Did she also like teach you how to make like a prison shank or
dude, my mom, I remember there was times like we would talk about fight. Like nobody in my mom is one of 8 kids. My uncle Donald, he's like, yeah, I learned to fight from your mom. And I was like, what does that even mean? He's like, yeah, she's dirty as fuck.
Wow.
And I was like, what does that mean? She's like, yeah, if you have an eye, you're gonna lose that eye. Like if I came home from a fight and told my mom I thumbed a kid in the eye and took it out, she'd be like, well, yeah. Well, that's what you do, Ryan. You don't just take shit.
But your stepdad was logical? Like
A
he would
little bit
analyze
a
it?
little bit more logical. He'd be like, boys fight. But like if my mom is like, if you're outnumbered, like I've been in situations where I've been outnumbered in a fight, and it's never gone to like full birth of a fight, which is funny to me. But there was a couple times where I've been outnumbered, and I've told them like, all right, if we do this, one of us is gonna die. I'm not.
You're biting. You're
let's put it
grabbing
this way.
shit. Yeah.
I'm not.
Survivor.
I don't think I could morally and mentally walk away from a fight with 4 people unless I'm like hit with something that knocks me out completely cold. If there's 4 people that are beating my ass, I don't think I'd be able to live with myself knowing I got beat up by 4 people. That would suck and crush my soul. However, if I'm getting beat up by 4 people and I stab one in the neck, I win, even if I'm losing. That guy's done.
But if you get jumped, people get jumped.
Yeah, people get jumped.
That's different. You got to live with a jump.
I understand.
That
but
happens.
one thing you can do is 1, always carry a knife or a screwdriver, and 2, stab in the yeah.
Where do you keep it? Is it on you right now?
The knife is. You always carry a knife. You always knife. You always knife.
Is that because I'm your guest? Is that why you
Nah.
brought it? What the fuck is going on right now? I'm
Look.
breaking pipes. He's putting it out.
Look, I'm telling you, like you don't maybe not intend to kill, but stab, twist.
Well, you take public transportation.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, God.
bro, you gotta.
You gotta have a knife or something. That's fucking crazy. This whole goddamn.
What's the most wildest thing you've seen on the subway?
On the subway?
in the past year?
Besides dead bodies? The dead bodies
Get the
can't.
fuck out.
Come on, Steve.
Philly or New York?
Philly. I think it was like 2 months ago. I was telling Danny I got off the subway and I felt so bad.
Smell?
I mean, he was fresh dead. It wasn't like a rotting corpse, but I walked around it. Like, yeah, I gotta clean this up. And I felt like it wasn't until I was walking here, I was like, man, my reaction should not have been that. My reaction should have been like, oh my God.
Did you call somebody?
There were already people there.
they were in. You just happened to be getting off.
People were there around that body. That guy was dead. Dead. Pale face, dark lips. That guy had asphyxiated. He was dead. He was dead.
Holy
but
shit, man.
You'd think your brain would be like, oh no, this is terrible. But really, I was like, I hope this guy doesn't hold it up.
Yeah.
Hold up the subway on
See,
the way back.
I haven't lived in the city in a couple years, but I used to take the subway all the time to go down to Helium and stuff when I was living in South Philly. And I was talking to somebody recently, and they were like, dude, you'll get on the subway 10 o'clock at night, and then all of a sudden you'll hear motorcycles and big groups of people will start fighting each other.
Yeah.
And anything goes. Anything can happen
dude.
in Philly.
Once you get past Girard Avenue, it's international waters, dude. You can do whatever you want. No one's going to stop you.
You blame it on COVID? Is
I
that
blame
what-
dude, you could take your pick. COVID, poverty, drugs, whatever. It doesn't matter. Once you go past a certain part on the Market Frankfurt, you're in no man's land. And it's really on you.
It's a shit.
It's on you. Yeah. It's like if you are getting off at Allegheny, the stop that I get off on, you chose to get off there. It's not like someone forced you. Like you are already on this train. You started going this way. You got to live with your decisions. And hopefully it's the right one.
So you get off and you're just like, let's do this.
It's
the next 10 minutes. You're walking.
You gotta do it like that. It sucks, but like, yo, when the sun goes down around here, get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
Get the fuck on out of here, man.
Do you own a car or
No.
you do all public?
All public transportation. I'm in it with the urchins.
Well, he owns a car.
I own it technically.
Are you an Uber guy?
Yeah, every now and again, but it depends. It depends on like how much it is. Like if it's like over $30, fuck that. I'm walking.
I feel like you like the risk a little bit.
No, it's
Yeah, you're the type of guy that likes the fact that there's a little danger in this.
My thoughts of being a vigilante.
I feel like he's like turned on by the danger.
It's not I'm turned on by the
fuck this Uber. It's the same price, but I'm gonna
look when I'm
gonna walk these streets.
Jesus Christ, this is the End Podcast with Ryan Shader. I forgot to do the intro. I'm joined by the one and only Steve Rinaldi. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh yeah, bro.
Where can people find you? Got anything to plug?
Just SteveRinaldiComedy.com.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. When I first moved to where I'm at now, I was in a weird place. I moved into that house. My girlfriend, I found out she had been cheating on me for like the last 3 months. So like I was living there by myself. I had no furniture. I had no nothing. And I was like still drinking heavy. So every now and again, I would like go on nighttime jogs.
Oh my God. What a fucking maniac.
I would,
In jeans?
no, I put on a pair of mesh shorts.
Okay.
I made it real. I was making it seem like I was exercising, but I would jog up 20th and then turn left into fucking Point Breeze and then jog through Gray's Ferry at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Hoodie?
Nope.
Bareback?
Shirtless and in mesh shorts, just jogging around,
Oh my
watching
God,
every
what-
dude on the stoop. Like, what the fuck is this about? Like, very
I
confused.
bet nobody ever fucked.
It's,
Yeah, you're the scariest
Oh,
person
yeah.
in that neighborhood.
There's
at that
no
point.
way.
It's wild.
There's no way people approached you.
The one time, so this is like, I remember being like, maybe I should put a cap on these jogs. I was jogging. I was like, and it was one of the things where I just walked away because I was like, I'm not, it's fine. I was jogging. Yeah, I was going through Point Breeze. I was headed west. And I went down like, again, like one of these small, narrow streets. I don't even know what the fuck it was. It was right by a Dollar Tree. And I started going down it. And I saw this trunk of a car open. And 2 dudes were around it. And in the trunk, like they were moving bricks of whatever. And like they stopped.
Did you stop?
They stopped and I stopped. And they like looked at me. And I just put my hands up. And I was like, and just backed away. It's like, I'm not the guy.
Oh, it was like a
It was
roadblock for you.
I was just like,
They heard you stomping.
well, they were like, what's this? And then I was like,
Yeah.
nope. Hey, I don't care what you guys are doing. I'm going this way. I'm just out for a nighttime jog. It's nice out.
shit.
It's springtime. I'm trying to get it in. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You just ignore, you pick and choose.
How many years ago was that?
That was in 2012.
Oh, so
Oh, yeah. Who
this
knows?
Ryan Shaner would never do that wrong.
I mean, it probably would. Probably would. I mean, I've walked in places where I probably should. I mean, I've walked from here to the Girard stop down Allegheny Avenue, and like that I did during the day. I was just like, I wonder how bad it actually. Holy fucking shit, man! Holy shit!
What made you make that choice?
You just
I'm just curious because you have the knowledge. What made you make that choice? Because I wouldn't do it.
I know you
Maybe I'm a weak man.
Nah,
I'm just
you're not.
trying to figure
Nah. I think it was just blind curiosity. Blind curiosity. And sure, what did curiosity do to the cat? Sure.
Wow.
But you know what? A cat with 9 lives just has 8 opportunities to die. That's the way I
You're
look
a
at it.
wild guy.
Nah, dude.
We had. I know we talked a lot about like the obsession of ECW and shit.
Yeah.
I was curious. We never really talked about this. Did you used to go to the arena?
So when I was in school, so I started watching ECW. I started getting into the public access show when like around 96.
Oh, okay.
So at that point in time, they had already established that it was Extreme Championship Wrestling, and it was like I never even knew what this was, and I still lived in the suburbs. So I was like in 6th grade, and I would tell my friends about it. Like they didn't
It
even
was
know
crazy underground.
that it
Remember,
even
it was on like channel
channel
60,
48,
66.
GTW
Yeah,
48,
yeah,
Public Access Philadelphia.
Yep.
So like I would tell my buddies
Middle of the
about
night
it.
too.
No, it came on Saturday nights at 9:00. I remember
When I would watch
Dude.
it would be randomly.
Saturday night 9:00, Hardcore TV, Channel 48, GTW, public.
Remember the
access.
commercials?
Are you kidding me?
It was the night that
wanna lay a
yeah,
dance atop
Terry
the-
Funk.
dude. And he went up against Terry Bam Bam Gordon.
And he's like laying in the barbed
it's
wire, half
the
dead.
fucking best in the world. I loved it. And like the bumpers for ECW were so good. I almost called the hotline once just to see.
Yeah, what
the
was
fuck.
that?
Dude, it was just like you'd call. Like I never called it. My buddy Joe did, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, you just call it. And it's like a
The
pre-recorded.
money
thing.
we spent on magazines. Remember that
So
was
many.
a thing?
So many. I would spend money on. Like I think I went out of my way. Like anybody who's having a yard sale, I would buy old WWF magazines. Just like, holy crap, look at these guys. I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
who the
yeah.
fuck these guys are. And it's crazy to see, like, what those guys. Because like if you watched from the golden era into the new wave of WWF into the Attitude Era, people's personas and shit change, and it's so funny to see what they used to be compared to what they. You're blown away by like Kane started out as Ivan Yankum DDS, and knowing that was a thing,
It's the
fucking
development of
mind-blowing.
an artist,
Dude.
right? Like anybody.
so crazy. Like even watching like Sandman, started out he was the surfing Sandman,
See, I didn't know that.
dude. Sandman started out as a surfer.
What
He was still
organization?
working for ECW. Started out as the surfing Sandman. Came out with a fucking surfboard. Wore a fucking body glove. Fucking swimsuit. It was fucking wild.
Holy shit! I
Well,
didn't know that.
Yeah, and then it was his transition into like almost like you got to come up with a new gimmick, and it was like I don't really have a gimmick. What can I
So
do?
did you go?
No, I never went.
See, this is what's weird.
But you lived in Philadelphia.
I lived in South Philly.
Yeah.
One of my best friends that I played football with at St. Monica's, his father was a security guard and would get us in.
Damn, that's
Now,
sick.
now you know what's crazy? I'm born in 1986. This is 1997. My mother and father were so like not insight on what this ECW was.
Oh, yeah.
That they would be like, "Oh, Steven's going to a wrestling match tonight." I
Yeah,
look
man.
back now, and I'm like, they were dropping off an 11-year-old kid
You know what it? Yeah.
to this because they were like grown men that would lose their mind. They'd tailgate, they'd drink it all day, they'd chuck beers in the ring.
Yeah.
They would expose them. It was out of
remember that
to
part
be,
of ECW.
Oh, bro, no,
Dude's dicks out.
bro.
When did
These
that happen?
grown fucking men, like looking back, it was out of control.
Yeah. I mean,
How they would lose their minds. They were adults. Like
have you ever seen early UFC before it was bought by Dana White?
no.
Nuts. Like the crowd, like honestly, I never even want to use the term toxic masculinity. But if you watch the first like pay-per-view of UFC, holy fucking shit. Powder keg.
How do you get that? How do you get that
Dude,
worked
these
up?
guys were losing. One of the bumpers is my favorite thing. It's a dude shirtless in the crowd who has UFC painted on his forehead, and he's holding a can of beer, shaking, and like it's just spraying up, dude. I was like, this guy fucking rules. And
He
it's
had
like
to have money invested or something.
Dude,
Who gets that worked up?
those guys. If you're there for a blood sport, you're there for the blood. You're there for the whole thing, man. It's like if I had the money to go to Thailand and watch underground Muay Thai, I would do it in a heartbeat. If someone was like, yo, you're going to watch a guy get kicked so hard that he will possibly die, I'd be like, yo.
Sign me up.
What? I respect the craft. And it's
Wow.
like, let's put it this way. If I saw two dudes fighting in the street and a dude knocked another guy out and he killed that guy, I'd be like, oh, that's fucking gross. That's fucking gross. But if I watch two trained athletes literally walking into a fucking meat grinder, I'd be like, hell fucking yeah. They know what the fucking deal is. And it's because they know. Like, I respect the idea of they know the danger.
Yeah,
they know the risk.
It's like us as comics.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like, people can make the argument, why are you doing that? Why? You can't, it's our thing.
Yeah. But, you know,
the risk of missing with a new joke.
I think of it as the same way as, like, you know, the dudes who are going to do Muay Thai or going into like a fucking Coliseum. You know, for those who are about to die, we fucking salute you. I've watched people go on stage before where I'm like, that guy's going to die. Like, you've seen people in the green room like, that dude, like, that guy is not going to do well.
I think about those classic moments.
Fuck yeah,
like
dude.
Of when we used to do Philly's Funniest when we were new.
Yeah.
And like people would pace in the green
Dude,
room.
it was like a lion
and walk
king.
back and forth. They were so fucking. We were all so nervous.
Dude,
It was a.
There were times where it was like the fucking opening scene of Saving Private Ryan. There were people throwing up in the back in the bathroom, and you're just like, "Fuck, we're walking right in." And it's like making that because you were young, you're just making a huge deal out of fucking nothing, and it's like. And, you know, the way you looked at it, you looked at Philly's Funniest like Vietnam because you were like, yo, it's better to get it in the beginning. It's better to get eliminated in the beginning than to go fucking like into the third round and feel like you're going to make it and then get fucking sniped on some other bullshit. So it's like, yo, I'd rather get eliminated the first night than have to deal with this.
It's still going on, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Still happening. That's a never-ending war. It'll never end. Holy shit, we got phone calls.
Oh, dope.
I forgot. Yeah.
I got you all worked up.
Yeah, you did, dude. Fucking talking about blood sports. Fucking
Hey, Shaner.
What's up?
It's Chad.
Cool.
And I just heard the Impractical Jokers tour the wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
I would have lost my shit if I was there and just stumbled upon you. Because I like Impractical Jokers, but I'm more of a fan of Brian Quinn and Brian Johnson's and Walt Flanagan's podcast, Tell 'em Steve Dave. Brian Johnson was there, and he made a movie that is about a clown who gets sexually assaulted by these two creeps because he is making his money being a transvestite clown as kind of like, oh, you order a stripper and then this clown comes. And he eventually, spoiler alert, I guess, becomes a child. He does child's parties, and then these people that raped him blackmail him. And then he kind of, becomes a hero in a sense. Or anti-hero. Anyways, if you haven't seen that movie, check it out. It's not great. It's dark, and it's something to see. Thanks.
Is that it?
Yeah, this guy's wild.
Oh, my God.
You hang with this guy every now and then?
Dude. I was like, where is this going? What?
Jesus Christ.
I honestly was like, okay. And like, dude, you want to talk about the hook? I was in. Then just ending abruptly, like, yeah, maybe you'll watch it. Later. You ever seen that movie about that guy who's a clown who gets raped? All right. Oh, we got one more. Don't put him away just yet. Cody. Cody. Yeah, I mean, I wish you would. Wish you would have been on the Impractical Jokers cruise. A very.
You worked it?
I worked it, yeah.
Oh,
but I
dope.
wrestled. I wrestled on the cruise, so I didn't do any time or anything like that. But that was that was quite an experience. Was it a good experience? Up for debate. Would I do it again? Absolutely not.
Why, you didn't like the cruise aspect?
No. It was because we were wrestling on the cruise, so like our priority, or we were not a priority. Keep that in mind. We were not a priority. Nobody was really there to see us. We were like, hey, in case something else you guys can't get into one thing, here's this. So like we did that, and we had to wrestle in a ring that was like super stiff and hurt.
How many days did you wrestle?
It was a 4-day cruise. We wrestled three out of the 4 days.
Wow.
And yeah, we would get a lot of people coming and they'd be like, "What's this?" And then we'd start wrestling. They'd be like, "What the fuck?" It's like, if you don't, let's put it this way. I've often said with the wrestling that I do and it's called Awful Wrestling, that organization, if I was an avid wrestling fan and someone was like, "Hey, do you want to see some professional wrestling?" And then I went and saw that, I'd be pissed off.
Why?
Because it's not really wrestling. It's like borderline vaudeville. There's a lot of like over-the-top characters. There's not like as much physicality. Like I try to bring as much physicality as I can to that because
Like closed fists?
I mean, I just wrestle. I try to make it look as good as I possibly can.
Did you ever get trained?
No. You know who was my trainer? Channel 48 GTW every Saturday night at 9 o'clock. I watched and I learned. I still watch wrestling now and I pick up moves. I'm like, I'd probably do that. Dead serious. Wow. I watch wrestling to see what is achievable and then I try to apply it to what I do.
But
now.
I hear them talk on podcasts, professional wrestlers.
Yeah.
They say, if I wrestle you,
Yeah.
I'm trusting you.
Of course.
That
Yeah.
you would
Well,
protect.
exactly.
That's why everybody hates Goldberg. It's crazy.
Oh, I
They all
know.
hate
He
him.
worked super stiff.
They all hate him.
And it's like one of those things where you can't do that. And it's like anytime I wrestle somebody, the first thing I ask them is, what are you capable of and what are you comfortable with? Because you have to figure out, because like the people I wrestle they're not trained wrestlers at all. They're stand-up comics or like people who are, performance artists or shit like that. So it's like you have to honestly ask them like, hey, can you do this? If you can't, I'll figure out a way to make it look good. When I wrestled Lemaire, I had to wrestle Lemaire late. There were parts of me that I was like, I got to figure out a way to make this look as good as possible. And like really what it came down to is like knowing where Lemaire's strengths were and just exploiting those strengths. And then like knowing that I'll be able to like take a bump or fall down or get hit. And like it's not that I have disregard for my own safety. It's just like I know that I'm more physical than other people and I know how to fall. Knowing how to fall is like 90% of it. Knowing how to fall and how to get up and all that other shit.
So part of the reason that it didn't work on the cruise is because it was like they're not wrestling fans, and they're like, it's much like if someone walks into a bar to have dinner and there's a comedy show going on. You're always
yes.
You've been in those spots. You're like,
exactly.
what the fuck? What are they doing?
I didn't. Oh wait, wrestling. Let's check it out.
Right.
This ain't what the fuck I thought that was. Yeah. So and like in my the character that I play, I'm a veterinarian who only puts animals down. That's the persona that I am. So like,
what's the name?
The Vet. That's it. That's it.
Great.
And I made a severed golden retriever head, and we brought it on the cruise, and like,
you're shocking these
people weren't ready to see that. And like the last time,
dude, you got to tape behind the scenes.
We did
for that.
We got it. I put it
send
on
me the link.
I put it on the Patreon.
That's hysterical.
The last person I wrestled right before WrestleMania. I wrestled Rachel Peters, and she.
Wait, you do guy girl?
Oh, the Vet don't give a fuck. He don't give a shit. So I wrestled Rachel Peters. She was pregnant. The whole thing was out. She was pregnant, and I made this apparatus for her to wear with a baby inside it with 25 feet of umbilical cord. So the whole time she's wrestling, she's going through contractions, and then eventually she actually gives birth in the ring, and Dan Ostrov delivers the baby out of her fucking vagina that's got covered in blood and shit. And then Dan passes out from the blood because he can't take it because, that's just part of the storyline. And then I pull the umbilical cord out of her vagina and then strangle her with her own umbilical cord. And then when she's kind of passed out, I take the baby and put it in the middle of the ring and I frog splash it from the second rope.
Who the fuck wrote that?
Me.
Paul Heyman? This is your guy.
Dude, I did everything.
This is your...
Everything that the
Talk
Vet...
about a storyline.
I mean, the fucking thing that we did... That was great. I loved that. My favorite was we did Eric Andre's birthday party last year at the Knockdown Center in fucking Queens. I wrestled this guy called the Porch Pirate, who is, you want to talk, like you said, you look big in that chair. If Casey was sitting in this fucking chair, you would look like me. Casey's gigantic. He's like 6'3", almost 300 pounds. Huge dude. I wrestled him, and the whole thing was that he's a porch pirate. He's a bad guy, so he steals your Amazon packages. That's
Wait, you're not a heel? The vet's not a heel?
Oh, the vet's a heel. It was
heel versus heel.
I'm trying to be the worst fucking guy on the planet. I try to make everybody hate me.
I don't see the vet as a baby face.
Oh no, definitely
Ever.
not. Because like the whole thing is like, what do people love the most? People don't give. I just told you that I got off the subway and I walked around a dead body, and was like, "Meh." If I saw a dead dog, I'd be like, oh bummer. Like people love animals. You know what? You can always exploit people's love for their animals. Doesn't matter what it is. If I say I'm going to blow up a cat with a stick of dynamite, you're going to be like, we got to stop it. If I say I'm going to put a stick of dynamite in a dude's mouth, your question is, what that dude do? That's where the problem lies. You're like, this dog is innocent. That guy may be a bad guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your love for something that you hold dear, and I'm going to break it in half. And I'm going to have you deal with it. So when I was in New York, Casey stole a box of mine, so I came out, and I was like, I want my package back as the vet. And then he comes out, and he's like, I'm not going to give you the package back, but we're going to wrestle for it. So we go through the whole wrestling thing, and he eventually wins. And then I'm like, give me my package back. And then he puts the package in the middle of the ring and starts stomping on it and like kicking it. And then the vet starts laughing. And then he points to a screen. And then on the screen is ring cam footage of me breaking into his house, crawling across the floor.
Dude, this is great.
Stealing his
great
cat.
writing.
And putting it in a bag and taking it. And then he opens the box and he had stomped his cat to death. And I had made this cat that like burst open. There was blood everywhere. And then the whole thing is, even when the vet loses, he wins. That's the whole point.
So they make you write for your character?
They don't make me do shit. I just do it. So with all the wrestling, there's no like.
No, because there's creative control in these
Without a doubt.
organizations.
But it's
even
also,
if it's old or underground.
Yeah. But that's where like the guy who runs it, this guy named Jerry, he's like just the owner operator of it. As where everybody else just like comes up with their own storylines.
I don't see this organization doing well on an Impractical Jokers cruise. Oh my!
It didn't go as well.
Who hired you guys?
Eric Andre, because we did his birthday party, and then they asked us to come back.
He's a big wrestling guy.
They asked us to come back for the cruise, so we did that, and like, yeah, it was fun, but like, could have been better.
Wow,
could have been better. We could have had a better crowd. Like, it was one of those things where like we sold out the show that we did the day before WrestleMania. We sold that out. We will sell out in Philadelphia on a cruise where it's like people who are fans of the Impractical Jokers, they don't give two fucks about professional wrestling.
Right.
And if they do, it's not what we're doing. So it was like people were like, what is this?
How often you guys have events?
We don't do it anywhere near as much as we should.
Oh, okay.
We sold out Philamoka right before WrestleMania. And I was like, yo, we should ride this and do like another one like within a month. And like, who the fuck? Like, I'm not in charge. I'm not in charge of shit. But you know, anyway, we got another phone call. Hopefully this one is way more.
Hey Ryan, it's Chad again. Here's another movie for you, Star Wars. I'm watching it, Star Wars Grindhouse. Not what you think. It's just they took the film, scanned it digitally, pure 1977. So I just watched Luke find Leia's message. Now I assume because who is she? She's beautiful. He wanted to masturbate to it. He wanted to jerk off in front of R2 and C3, maybe not C3, or he's into it to watch. Because, seriously, he's on Tatooine. It's dry as hell. Who's he looking at? His aunt and some fucking Jawas all day? You know, any other woman's probably ashy and dry, but here's Princess Lotion Leia, and he's like, lube me up. I'm trying to fucking get one in tonight right now, C-3PO. Learn to shut the fuck up.
That's it. Got angry at the end.
All right. Did you find Princess Leia hot? Did you think Carrie Fisher was hot?
Nah, she never did it for me.
Really? Carrie Fisher? Never.
People from I can't get turned on by some a woman from a different generation. Is that weird?
Yes.
Really? like I
Yes.
just know it was a different.
You can't get turned on by a woman from a different generation. She needs to be of your generation.
Is that
Dude,
odd?
I get that though because
I get what I'm saying. Like
I think
I
women
can
got
see
progressively
that
hotter.
Okay. I see what you guys are saying. I see. But there are also women that are evergreen. Like Raquel Welch, it wouldn't matter if she was a fucking famous actress in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. She'd still be hot in the night. She'd still be a smoke show. Phoebe Cates from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Easily one of the hottest chicks ever in the 80s. Did not age well. I'm not going to say she aged the greatest, but if you look at her,
I get that.
if she was in a movie now, still be fucking goddamn amazing looking. There are certain women that, like, you know, I get what you're saying. There's like there's a 60s hot, there's a 70s hot. There's these chicks who are like, she's weird, but she's 80s hot. You know what I mean? As where Phoebe Cates, she's evergreen. She's hot regardless of what.
I just you see old movie, you see an old photo, you see a poster, you're like, that was taken before I was born. Like,
So
let me see a picture of them. That would be my natural.
you don't want to
reaction.
see a picture of them now because they're like old. You know what I mean? There's only certain women that look better with age.
You can make an observation, like, oh my God,
Sure.
she was beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, what a beautiful
But if I
woman.
saw her naked, I'd still fucking crank. Crazy? You crazy? Are you saying, you know, have you ever, I remember when I found out that Marilyn Monroe did Playboy when the internet was still in infancy. She was one of the, one of the first people I looked up was to see Marilyn Monroe naked in Playboy.
That's interesting.
And you know what? Still hot. Regardless of
Want to
time.
know what mine was? Kimberly Page. Dallas, Diamond Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Ex-wife.
Yeah.
Playmate.
That's hot.
Holy shit.
That's
I was
hot,
like 12 years old. That crazy? As soon as I had access, I looked up Kimberly Page.
Wait a minute.
Playboy.
Let's, Steve, back that up. Did you say, is that crazy? A 12-year-old boy has internet access for the first time and immediately looks up porn? No, that's the most normal thing.
Yeah, you're a
on
normal
the
guy.
planet.
Yeah.
That's like if you were like, hey, man, here's a never-ending, just infinite universe. You can look up anything you want. Doesn't matter what it is. You have all the knowledge at your fingertips. Really? Can I type in some, like, Playboy? Yeah. Well, yeah, you could if you want. Oh, really? Oh, my God. Dude, I don't think I've ever used the internet for information. I don't think I've ever gained any knowledge from the internet. It's just been my fucking mobile beat laboratory everywhere I go. I don't give a shit. Like the first woman I think I saw naked online, besides Marilyn Monroe, which I was like, I don't even know why I looked that up. I think I just was like, oh, Playboy.
Super famous, hot,
Super- yeah,
known
just
for being
Playboy.
an attractive woman. I mean,
But one of the first ones I definitely made a point, especially when it comes down to porn, like internet porn, Jasmine St. Clair.
ECW,
Was
right?
she was in ECW for a little bit, but that was like one of the first people I was like,
Dated Blue Meanie.
I know. Think about that.
Wild.
Think about that.
How'd that happen?
Doesn't matter. It's one of those things that you just can't question.
That confused wrestling.
But it's one of
that
those-
confused wrestling. I just didn't pair up for me.
It's one of those things that gives dudes hope, though. Blue Manie dating Jasmine Sinclair gives dudes hope. I don't think that the Blue Meanie even knows how much that did for men. Dead serious. When you see something like, look, I'm not shitting on the Blue Meanie. I'm saying if you look at the Blue Meanie objectively in the 1990s going
Well, he
into-
was ripped at that time. That's when he transformed. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember that?
When was the Blue Meanie ever ripped?
I wish I could show you a photo of this.
Daddy, type in Blue Meanie in shape.
In shape. It was like 03 or 04.
I mean, I'm not saying he
It
wasn't
didn't
like.
last that long.
I mean,
Blue Meanie.
I don't know. I think it's funny that this is what we're looking up.
I'm already on page 3.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
Not-
he didn't look terrible.
Yeah. That's what around the time he was dating her.
All right.
Yeah, he did a complete.
Yeah, I mean, he did.
It was after Job Squad and all that.
Oh man, so that's later. That's later.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, all right, but that's also doesn't matter. That also,
There's Jasmine.
yeah, that's hot. That's hot as hell.
Yeah.
But that also gives guys hope. If you look like the Blue Meanie, you can do some sit-ups and be like, yo, I'm fucking... Like when you were talking about... I guarantee when you were talking about like, oh, I'm on medication, no one can ask. I guarantee the Blue Meanie was on medication, and I bet he still worked out. When people were like, oh, no, I'm this way because I'm on medication.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, we were saying how if you approach somebody that you're comfortable with and they gained weight
Yeah.
and you say they're fat, but if they respond, hey, it's my medication, automatic subject changed. Very rarely do people dig deep. Like what do you have? Like they don't.
Oh, no
they
one's
leave
going
it
to
alone.
ask you.
They leave it alone.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, they leave it alone.
I mean, if I was like, Rinaldi, you're getting big. And you're like, hey, it's medication I'm taking. I'm like, that sucks. I'd be like, you know what? You can still go on jogs. I'm guaranteed.
And why are you eating that cheeseburger?
Yeah.
right
What do you?
now?
It's like, yeah, it's a medication. It's like, yeah, you're still fucking eating like a pig. That doesn't give you. There's a lot of people that they throw in the towel real early with that shit too. Once they start getting big and they accept that they're big, they'll just continue to get big. It's like it's one of those things you can't change.
Did you ever change? Like, I know you stopped the alcohol.
Yeah.
Did you, like, based on your genetics, did you ever change, like, what you eat? Like, your health? Like,
what do you mean?
what you consume? Like,
Like,
do you still eat like you did as a college kid
definitely,
right now?
Definitely. Well, I mean, I was also, like, I was never, like, a huge junk food guy.
Really?
Even as a kid.
You don't eat comedy club food?
Oh, rarely, if ever. Rarely, if ever.
Wow.
I actually, like, there's a lot of times I just don't, like, I'm not hungry. Like, I just, like, I don't eat. But, like, when I was a kid.
How many times you eat today? It's 2 o'clock. How many times you eat today?
I haven't.
See, you'll always be healthy, man.
The
minute I open my eyes,
probably detrimental.
bro. That's health. Yeah, you're fasting.
That's
the healthiest way to do it. If you could eat once a day,
I don't know if
that's the LA way,
no,
dude.
That's
the LA way.
Do you see those people?
Yeah, they're not healthy.
They're not healthy at all.
Yeah.
They're insufferable twats.
Yeah.
And I don't want anything to do with it. No, it's like I just don't like.
My third cup of coffee. I already had breakfast.
I'll crush coffee and I'll smoke cigs, but like I don't like if I wake up and I'm very hungry, I'm like, yo, I got to eat some fruit. I like fruit a lot. Fruit I've always liked. There's not a time I haven't.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, or a fruit platter.
Both of them. Both. I'll eat like breakfast sandwiches if it's in front. Like again, if you were to make me anything for breakfast, Steve, I'd eat it. I don't care.
But you prefer fruit.
Yeah, if fruit's there, yeah. If it was like on a table, I'd get the fruit, but I'd also take that too. But like let's put it this way, if there was a table that was like full of candy and full of fruit, even as a kid, I'd probably eat some fruit before I ate candy.
I can't believe you wear comedy clubs and you don't take advantage
barely,
of
if ever
the perk of being a comic. Like one of the
Yeah, dude, I did take advantage of the perk of being. I used to drink
booze,
the booze. Yeah,
the
what are you
booze.
talking about?
See, with me, the more I drink, the more I eat.
Nah, not me, man. The more I drink, the more I drink.
You don't end up at Wawa.
I mean,
clicking every button.
I'll eventually.
You're not that guy.
Every now and again, I would, but like not like all the time.
What do you get at Wawa late night?
The fastest thing I can get. When I would go to Wawa, here's an example of the indiscriminate taste that I have. I would go into Wawa after drinking, and I would see that there's a bunch of fucking people there all ordering shit on the fucking touchscreen. It's because they're overwhelmed by choice. But you know what choice does? It impedes decision making. And it also befuddles everyone behind that counter. I want my food fucking now, Steve. So you know what I'll do? I'll go up to the counter, I'll go up to the push room, and I will get roast beef on a wheat roll with no cheese and some relish.
Yeah, but if I'm number 40 and you're 57 and you get it.
I get
Fuck
it.
that. What Wawa is that?
I would watch these
Wawa
fucking
is that?
dummies. I would be number
I never heard
190.
of that.
Are you kidding me?
There's no way. There's no way they skip. You go when you walked in and clicked. I would start a fight with that manager.
Watching these kids get so pissed off when they're like 77 and they're like 109. And I walk right up and get it because I'm not looking for the fucking avocado. I see how fucking busy it is. These people are trying to make all their shit. As soon as they get a ticket that is fucking nothing, let's make this and get it out. Let's make this and get it out.
There's no way. There's no way that's allowed.
I don't know if it's allowed, but it happens. Is murder allowed?
So wait. So if you go, so you mean to tell me like you're not a big like made to order person, like cheesesteaks?
What I'm saying
like,
is, if it's there, I'll do it. But if I'm hungry, I don't give a shit. I don't care. My dream of a restaurant is if I would go into a restaurant
bread.
and that no,
table.
if they were just like, here's food, and I didn't order anything, they just gave me food.
Oh, so you're a big buffet guy.
Whatever.
Yeah, buffet. You probably like buffets.
Buffets are all right, but like if I sat down on the table and like we have food tonight, I'd be like, fuck yeah. That's sick.
See,
Bring me
I get
food.
what you're saying because I'll go into a Wawa or a deli. They're making it,
Yeah.
right? I end up grabbing chips
So
while I'm
here's my
waiting.
thing.
I'll grab a pickle. Like I'm wild like that. Like I gotta eat. I'm there. I'm hungry.
We go to a restaurant. There's a menu with 5 pages full of shit. How long does it take you to order?
If there's bread on the table, or if we're at a Mexican place and
And
there's
there's chips, yeah, chippies.
I'll take my time because I'm eating.
Oh man, not
You know what you want the minute you.
I can get through.
So if
a-
I say to you, I'm taking you to Burns right now, best wings in Philly, in my humble
I
opinion.
guarantee within 5 minutes I'll have a decision.
You don't even need to see a menu.
Don't need to see it. Because guess what? It's all going the same place, doing the same thing, and in 45 minutes to an hour, it's coming out of my asshole. I find it very hard, very hard. Don't get me wrong, good food's good. And when it's made by somebody you care about, it's even great. But what I will say is I find it very hard to get excited about something that is future excrement. I find it very hard to get excited about something I'm going to crap out and flush down or piss out of my dick. Don't get me wrong. I respect the craft and the culinary expertise that goes into it. And like if somebody is really going out of the way to make something that I do enjoy, I'm forever grateful. But when it comes down to like doing shit, when someone like, especially with drinking, when you were like, what did you drink? What was your drink of choice? Anything. Because it's all going out of my fucking pecker. I don't
Are you
care.
a picky eater?
No.
You're not.
I wasn't allowed to be. Danny, what were you going to say? I see you pushing a button over there.
I was just saying you hate being comfortable. Like you wouldn't ever choose luxury. Like he went to on that cruise, he went to the beach in jeans. Think about that. He's in the Bahamas.
Oh, sticky and moist. Oh, that had to be uncomfortable, bro.
How many times are you going to bring this up, Danny?
Oh,
That's
that-
crazy.
It's not that
That's the
crazy.
craziest shit ever.
Look, man. One, I forgot to put on my shorts. I packed one pair of bathing trunks and that was it. But like the rest of it was all pants. But like I just forgot about it because I was like, yo, who gives a shit? I'm gonna get back on the fucking boat anyway.
Bro, you're a wild dude.
No, I don't think it's wild. I think it's just like you. There are bigger fish.
Are you a sunblock guy? Do you put it on?
Oh,
Or
I
you,
mean,
you just go out there.
I have, but like I'm just like get this fucking.
Yeah, it ain't like you're taking
No,
time
no.
and hitting every spot.
No.
You're not that
Dude,
guy.
there was-
You're being a man about
Dude,
it. You're
dude.
like, put the shit on.
So the funniest thing, there was one time I was with this is like a definition of like, man, we are so. It's not even that we were homophobic. It's just like we were such dudes. We didn't even think to ask one another. Me and Dan Ostrov working on a project in his backyard, like working on a woodworking project. It's probably like 92 degrees. Shirts are off. We're putting on lotion. We're like, yo, we're definitely going to burn. We both put it on. We don't think about it. We both have huge sunburn right here in the middle of our
But
back.
you aren't gonna rub.
where
You weren't
we
gonna rub
couldn't
his back.
reach.
Yeah.
Like, but I didn't even think to ask him. Like it wasn't even like a.
That's-
Man,
that's-
I know this is gay, but can you put this on? Like my brain, it didn't even come in my lexicon. I was just like, yeah, I got it on, and Dan's like, yeah, I'm all good. Like we didn't even think like, yo, we definitely.
That's
missed.
a hard ass though.
Yeah.
Two men.
If my buddy's like, yo, I'm definitely gonna burn, just throw it on there. I'd be like, fuck you, I'd do it. I fucking you idiot.
like that.
Yeah, I just like get this.
A little emotion.
Yeah, I'd smack him around. I wouldn't sensually rub it into his back. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah, come over here real quick.
that would
will you?
be so weird. I'm trying to think of me putting my hands on another man without a shirt, and I can't. It's,
I'm not that good at this.
dude, if I fucking saw that guy on the subway who was dead, and they're like, "We need someone to do CPR," like, you better put a shirt on him. because I'm not gonna like ew.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, I mean, I would like I didn't even think to like put suntan lotion on.
Did you learn from that?
Yeah, if anything
So now,
but no, here's the thing.
this is what I'm asking. You and Dubs, say this pipe thing, you got to go outside. It's fucking hot today.
Sure.
You know, sun's. Are you going to say, yo, Dubs, we got to go we got to stop by CVS. I got to cream you down.
So here's the thing. I learned from it.
So it would be me bringing this up. I'd be like, we got to block up. You got to hit my back.
I would only
Hey, what would your
remember-
reaction be?
I would do it because I love Danny. I do it. But my whole thing is if Danny's like, yo, we got to put sunblock on. I would remember that I did get burnt there, but I wouldn't think to ask Danny. I would try to find a stick or something to put it on my back. That's the way my brain was like, yo, I got to get this shit on my back. I don't even know how to do it. I wouldn't even think to ask Danny.
He's got a back scratcher. He's got good cream. It's like there's like welts and blood.
Dude, I'm not even lying. I wouldn't
that's
even.
so funny.
It's not that I'm like, oh, he couldn't do it. I'll be like, yeah, I gotta fucking do it.
It's a back. That's what's so crazy about this. Look what we're making a big. It's a back. Oh, that's wild.
I'm dead serious though. Like, it's not that I wouldn't. It's not like,
Oh, you didn't get burned at all today on your back. How'd you hit that spot? Oh, Shaner got me.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I did it. They're like, yo, why do you have some? That looks like you used a paintbrush. I'm like, cause I was trying to fucking get it. Or you know what I would also do if I was
that's
really
so great.
if I was really in a jam.
Oh, that's so fucking
I would
funny, man.
squirt suntan lotion on the ground and lay in it like
Well,
a
now
dog.
it's spray. Now it's spray. Now
know.
it's spray.
That's
So
spray.
these kind of things
Yeah.
probably don't happen
That
as often.
spray suntan lotion was made for dudes because they're like, I don't want to touch it.
It's like the NWO spray paint.
Like, yo, get it.
I got you, Dubs. The end. The
saying
end.
it.
The end.
It's like, you look so stupid. Holy shit.
Oh, that's so funny.
This has been the End Podcast. Steve, thank you so much for being on the
thank
show.
you.
Make sure you call the hotline 833-443-5300. You'll address any comment, question, concern, or possible gay clown movie reviews you got. We're going to switch it over to the Patreon later.